Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I'm your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. Let's talk about the FL 140. This is your declaration of disclosure. So let's go ahead and see what this form looks like and what you need to do here. This is FL 140. It is one of 4 forms that is required for your financial disclosures. Obviously, up here, you're going to need to put your pertinent information. If you have an attorney, they're filling this form out for you. If you have a legal document assistant or you're doing it yourself, this is something you're going to do or the document assistant's going to do. This is where your information goes, okay? Your basic information. You need to put the county that you're in along with the street address of the court. So here in LA, we have several courts, many of which also do family law. So you want to make sure that you have the right court address there. Your name if you're the petitioner and your spouse's name if you're the respondent. Here's an important tip. However the petition is filled out, you have to have the exact name in all the other documents, especially when it comes to step 3. So let's just start with this practice now. So if you are Alex P. Keaton on your petition, but on all the other documents, it's just Alex Keaton, when it comes to finalizing your divorce, they're going to reject it because the names don't match. Yeah, I know. I know, right? It's not like they don't know who you are. You have the right case number. Just do what they ask so you can get divorced. Make sure the names match. As you're doing this, you should have a case number. If you're filling out this part while you are also filling out step 1, you want to do step 1 and step 2 all together, then you're just going to leave this case number blank. You're going to determine if you're the petitioner or the respondent. You're going to check there. And then for most people, it's going to be the preliminary. So in California, people are like, oh, I heard that I could waive my disclosures. Yes, but only the final disclosures, not the preliminary disclosures. Well, I want to just say we did that, but not do that. Okay, well, then you can go work with somebody else because I'm not about to lie to the court for you. No, you go lie on your own. Don't ask me to do that for you. So if you want to work with me, we got to follow these rules. And here are some instructions. If you're doing a summary dissolution where you have met certain requirements, it's like you have a joint petition, you do it all at once. It still takes the 6 months, but it's a much easier process. You still need to do this part. And then right here, service of preliminary declaration of disclosure may not be waived by agreement between the parties. Preliminary. Your final disclosures, yes. Preliminary, no. And then here it has instructions. If you want to waive the final declaration of disclosure, then you need to use the 144. I like these forms because even though sometimes court forms are confusing, the state has really tried to at least give you some directions of what to do here, what to do there. Okay, so this form is not filed with the court. Now let's go up here and read this. In a dissolution, legal separation, okay, wait, now my highlighting is not working. I'm right here. Or nullity action, both a preliminary and a final declaration of disclosure must be served on the other party with certain exceptions. Neither disclosure is filed with the court. Instead, a declaration stating that service of disclosure documents was completed or waived, that's for your final ones, must be filed with the court. And so this form FL 141 is another part of these step 2 documents. That's one that gets filed with the court. So here's what you do to fill this out. For the most part, people are going to be filling out an FL 142. If you are in a situation where there's true default, then you may be doing something more detailed at this point when you do need to make sure everything gets submitted to the court. So you would be doing a FL 160, but for the most people who work with me, we do a 142. You have to complete this FL 150. That's your income and expense declaration, so you would check that it's done. You also need to share tax returns for the 2 years before the date. So basically, like the last 2 years that you filed your taxes. Now, if you and your spouse filed your taxes jointly, then you should have joint access with the IRS where you'll be able to go ahead and download copies of that. Or if you went to a tax preparer, they will have copies and records of that. So if you filed it separately, if you have been separated for a long time and now you have to share your taxes, then you need to make sure that they get a copy of that. For the most part, these other items, a statement of all material facts and information regarding valuation of all assets that are community property or in which the community property has an interest. If you have something, maybe you've done an extra valuation, maybe there's an extra report and you've done that, you can check that box and say what you've attached. If there are more items here, such as material facts and information regarding obligations for which the community is liable. So if there's something additional, something out of the norm than a typical divorce, you can put that information there. And then lastly, an accurate and complete written disclosure of any investment opportunity, business opportunity, or other income producing opportunity presented since the date of separation that results in any investment, significant business, or other income producing opportunity from the date of marriage to the date of separation. If you're about to come into some money, you are better off disclosing that. Did you ever hear about that story of the woman who won the lottery in the middle of a divorce and she didn't disclose it, and her spouse never found out? And when he did find out, he sued her and he won all of the winnings. Go ahead and disclose up front. All right, so for all intents and purposes, you're looking at number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's for most folks. And you're going to sign, you're going to sign over here. Make sure you have the date that you've signed and make sure you've printed your name here. All right, so as you can see, the FL 140 is a fairly simple form. It's just one page. You are declaring that you've disclosed everything. And remember that you're signing under the penalty of perjury. So don't lie, okay? It's simple, it's straightforward. It's going to take you 2 minutes to fill out. That is not a complicated form. Just remember the spirit of that form is you are disclosing everything. So be truthful and honest. Don't sign it until you've disclosed everything. Okay, if you need help completing your financial disclosures, if you need help getting these forms and papers served to your spouse so you can complete this step of your divorce, please reach out. I'm happy to have a conversation with you, see where you're at in the process and how I might be able to help. Have a great day, and I will see you guys soon.